that the members of the assembly had expressed unwillingness to become ministers if they were to cease to be members. Presumably, as members, the gentlemen in question had taken oath to preserve, protect, and defend the Constitution, and their insistence that the Constitution should be altered before they became ministers would seem not to have taken sufficiently into account the solemnity of that oath. The impression is clear that and unavoidable that ground of expediency was based on a desire to accede to the wishes of certain persons, probably a fairly small number of persons, but the Constitution was not intended to be varied according to the wishes of any person or persons. Anything in the nature of the respecting of person, unless provided by the Constitution itself, would be a violation of the Constitution. And if the Constitution were itself altered for some such reason, and that in substantial and not merely a machinery aspect, there would clearly be the duty of the superior courts to resist in defense of the Constitution. The aspect of the franchise and of the form of the government are fundamental features of a Constitution, and to alter them in limine in order to placate or secure the support of few persons would appear to be equivalent not to bringing the given Constitution into force, but to bringing into effect and altered or a different Constitution. So, sir, in this case, in that case, it was violation, it was protection of certain ministers. My lord, no issue. No issue.
Before क्या था वो तो petition को dismiss की उन्होंने whether they saved the amendment under Article 224.
नहीं, पहले ढाका ने खत्म की ढाका, और वो ढाका का फैसला अब हो गया यहाँ. तो यहाँ पे सर
हम तो देखिए
हमारे सामने
अभी तो हेयरिंग ऑफ द कॉन्स्टिट्यूशनल अमेंडमेंट पर पहुंचे ही नहीं है हम.
ये 191
बेंच पे
191A जो है ये अमेंडमेंट ही तो है. और मैं ये कह रहा हूँ कि हमारे सामने we have the bigger question before us. It's a survival of a bee.
I think what senior member wants to communicate you that when the time will come when you will start your argument on worries of the constitutional amendment, obviously this court will hear. We are not saying that we are bound that since we have been constituted under Article 191 as a constitutional bench, we cannot hear the case of worries. We can, but provided you start your argument, when you will start your argument on 26th amendment, we will wholeheartedly hear you your case.
मैंने सर ये इसलिए यहाँ पढ़ा है कि यहाँ पे एक क्वेश्चन हुआ था किसी मेरे दोस्त के ऊपर कि whether we like it not, 26th amendment has been passed. Now it is a part of the Constitution. We cannot do anything. So मैं ये अर्ज कर रहा हूँ.
ये तो किसी ने नहीं कहा यहाँ पे.
We cannot do anything नहीं कहा. हमने कहा whether right or wrong it has become.
I stand corrected. मेरा ख्याल था कि I stand corrected.
शायद थोड़ी there was some misunderstanding maybe, but there is nothing like that because we in very initial day we asked all the learned counsel they start your arguments on the amendment, but they say that there are certain applications for constituting the full code and the live stream. That is why the matter is being heard.
I stand corrected, sir. Sir, one point was raised by your Lordship, Justice Mazhar. It was with reference to Article 5 of the Constitution.
Yes.
Let's read Article 5 of the Constitution. I read, with your permission, Article 5, loyalty to state and obedience to constitution and law. Loyalty to the state is the basic duty of every citizen. Clause 2, obedience to the constitution and law is the inviolable obligation of every citizen. No, sir, it is not by coincidence. It was designed, Article 5 designed by like that the loyalty to the state comes first as a duty, basic duty. Then comes obedience to the constitution and law. So there can be a situation where can be a conflict between the loyalty to the state and obedience to the constitution or law. Now this point was dealt by this court, full bench of this court in Sindh High Court versus Federation of Pakistan. PLD 2009, Supreme Court, 879. First, I refer to page
'कॉन्स्टिट्यूशन ऑफ बेंच पे बात हो रही है। अब असल बात तो ये है कि हम कॉन्स्टिट्यूशन ऑफ बेंच पे बेंच सुने, फुल कोर्ट सुने, अब ये पता नहीं।
बस सर ये मेरा आखिरी जस्ट गिव मी 2 मिनट,
तो कोशिश करें कंक्लूड करें।
बस मैं खत्म कर रहा हूँ आखिरी जो मैं ये बाकी मैं नहीं छेड़ रहा।
पेज कौन सा?
सर पेज 1067। ऊपर से सर 17 लाइन पे अगर आ जाए, where it starts, we would not like to go into the circumstances in which those amendments were passed, but we would certainly observe that the amendments made by an authority not mentioned in the Constitution and otherwise then in accordance with the procedure prescribed in the Constitution could hardly be given any sanctity vis-a-vis the amendments made by the Parliament in accordance with the procedure laid down in Article 230 and 239. My Lords, this amendment was enacted on 21st October 2004. At that time, Senate was not complete. Senate was completed on 10th July.
ये आपके बड़े अच्छे आर्गुमेंट हो सकते हैं, आपके बड़े अच्छे आर्गुमेंट ये हो सकते हैं जब हम मेन केस सुनेंगे। आप प्लीज उस तरफ ना जाए ना, आप वो बाद में आपको मौका
मैं
मिलेगा।
सिर्फ सर ये कह रहा हूँ कि ये अमेंडमेंट या इस अमेंडमेंट के जरिए जो इस वक्त लॉ आपके सामने है,
इस वक्त अमेंडमेंट मौजूद, आपने खुद कहा कि
इसको वो सैंक्चुअरी
एक मिनट, आपने ये तस्लीम किया कि अमेंडमेंट नाउ पार्ट ऑफ द कॉन्स्टिट्यूशन, इसके अंदर रहते हुए आपका मेन जो आपने शुरू किया, स्टार्ट किया, आप ये कहते हैं ये बेंच और कोर्ट अलग है, तो अब आप इस पर फोकस करें कि आप ये कहना चाह रहे हैं कि इस बेंच के बजाय फुल कोर्ट सुने। दैट्स ऑल, ये आपके आर्गुमेंट है।
जी मैं यहीं पे खत्म करता हूँ सर। थैंक यू वेरी मच फॉर द पेशेंट हियरिंग।
थैंक यू। आप आखिर में नहीं, नेक्स्ट वीक वैसे ही शायद। हाँ ये देख लिया अभी।
आप आपस में तय करें।
क्या वो उन्होंने
خالد صاحب وہ آپ کے ساتھی انہوں نے کہا تھا 15 منٹ
ان کا میرا جو سی ایم اے ہے وہ سب سے پہلے ہے مالوٹ.
اب کچھ ایکسیجنسی میں کہتے ہیں کہ مجھے تھوڑا پہلے کرنا،
ڈاکٹر کے جانا ہے.
ان کو ڈاکٹر کے پاس جانا.
نوٹ مور دین 15 منٹ. چلے وہ رضوی صاحب نے بھی کہا تھا 15 منٹ پر آپ
چلے آپ کل کر لیجیے گا نا.
چلیں. I'm grateful my lords.
10-15 منٹ ان کو دے دیں، کل آپ کر لیجیے گا صبح مارننگ میں اور سوری آفٹر نون.
This is CB number 45 and
کمپلیٹ کر کے نا پھر شاید 400 اور آپ کا ہو. جی سی پی نمبر
45 and CMA number 10378.
پورا اس میں گرامی بتائیے.
محمد انس ورسس